that humility and drive, also self-worth and awareness, you combine those skill sets and apply those to yourself on a routine basis, and just about any challenge that comes your way, you'll be able to work through it and grow from it.
Hey, Dr. Bill here. So this is going to be an extra Meet the Mentor. I ran into Lawrence, who likes to be called LG, because apparently in America everybody needs a nickname, at a charity event Saturday night with my friend John Shin. And we got started talking, and he told me about what he's doing now, and I thought it was super duper exciting, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So he first made his mark in business here in Southern California after coming across the sea in 2005. He planted his roots in Orange County, and at the age of 22, he joined a unique consulting firm that was eventually sold to a national firm. He then was elected to the company's leadership team, where he stood out as the youngest leader in the firm's history. In 2008, he co-founded ETONIEN, which was a business that helped companies go public, and the firm blossomed into a respected national firm that hired over 800 employees since its inception, and it had offices all over the US. He eventually sold that company in 2017. He now currently serves as the CEO, co-founder, and board director of Opkix, which is a brand new, exciting technology that he's going to share with you today. And without further ado, LG, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Dr. Bill.
So you've gone from kind of the business world of growing companies to do something which you told me was your kind of personal goal, was to build a company worth $1 billion, right?
That's right. Yeah, look, I've been so fortunate over the course of the years that I've been working, and I always attribute it to a few different things, right? Good wife, good life, right? I've also been pretty blessed with a skill set that allows me to always be dedicated to working harder than anyone else that I meet. Whether that means waking up earlier in the morning, whether that means going to sleep later at night. You've got a finite window of time.
Totally.
And youth is a gift that we should all use to its fullest.
Successful people will do the things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. And if you want to be successful, that's what it takes.
Yeah, look, I think work ethic is something that can be trained. We all are born with a certain DNA code that teaches us, how to think, act, and behave. I think that there's a misconception that people who strive and drive for perfection throughout the course of their life don't make mistakes. That is not true at all. We're all human beings, we're all flawed. I think moreover as well, if I can give just a reflection, I appreciate the background that you gave. When I first moved to America at 22 years old, I had not completed my college degree. Huge mistake from my perspective. The fact that I've been fortunate enough to build my career to the place that it is truly just through grit and determination. I wouldn't recommend the same path to anyone else listening. I'd say stick it out. You can always fall back on a world-class education. Two of the things that I want to impart on you from my perspective is that they don't teach something called Common Sense 101 in college. I think we all need to have a mindset that focuses on spatial awareness, where it's not just all about me. Be in a generation where you do care about your surroundings, the people that you impact. And I think as I describe my journey of entrepreneurship, it's not just about what I could do for me, but when I really started making money, I was 23 years old, and in such a massive way that I was able to then turn around and instead of thinking about Ferraris and boats and houses, which I always thought an 18-year-old was the only thing that I ever wanted, I was able to actually go out and start impacting the community and actually providing financial and emotional support resources to a whole host of charities.
And I agree. And so the cool thing is that this new invention that you have, which we're going to share, is going to hopefully give you the ability to build the $1 billion company that you want to build, sell that, and imagine how many more lives that we can touch with that.
Yeah. So Dr. Bill and I had a great evening together Sunday, actually also helping to support a charitable cause. What I'm wearing here on my face is a set of really cool Italian-made sunglasses by my company called Opkix. This is just one of the lifestyle mounts that we've created. And basically we've got this incredible pod with two of the smallest, most aesthetically beautiful lifestyle cameras that again are easy to integrate and assimilate into the point of view capture that most people are looking to do without being so obtrusive to always stare at your smartphones. I wonder how many of you are listening to this through your smartphone. We've all got to take the time to put those things down, free up your hands and start re-engaging. So the concept behind this brand, Opkix, is to capture the moments you live in, but also live in those moments that you capture. So I'm asking for all of you to consider 2019 being the year to be present, put your smartphones down, re-engage with your friends and your family, and start rebuilding those relationships, but don't lose out on capturing seriously cool content.
All right, but let's talk about Opkix. So it hooks onto your glasses.
Yep.
And the cool thing about this is it's actually waterproof too. Like he showed me video of his kids. So as you look at this, just kind of like your iPods, it charges while it's in here. So this charges it. When you attach it to your glasses, the glasses have a little metal
magnet
frame inside a magnet. Now what actually turns it on?
So it's real straightforward. There's just a tiny button here on top. What we wanted to focus on through kind of ergonomics and design, as I mentioned to you at dinner the other night, you and I have similar traits in that we're both perfectionists with what we like to do. Most people who design consumer products go and get a group of engineers to tell you what is possible, and then they try and make it look pretty around that. We're a group of guys just like the originators of Apple. We take something that we think that the world wants to see from a design perspective, then we reverse engineer, which is a very hard thing to do, because then you're not thinking about the limitations, you're thinking about how pretty it can look. We want to design something so simple, so easy, and so small. The only physical exterior feature of this is an on-off button right here. So push it once to turn it on, push it once to turn it off.
Okay, so when you do that, this is now recording what you're seeing,
exactly.
Right? And it's being stored where?
Yeah, so
by Bluetooth in here?
Yep, so we've got a piece of 4 gigabyte flash memory built into this thing, just to kind of keep it in perspective, that there's over 211 electrical components just inside this tiny camera, and 1,300 in our entire ecosystem, just to give you an idea of the complexity of what we've built. And as soon as you place this back in, it's actually connecting directly to your smartphone. It's taking all that footage off and it's putting it into our video editing app, where you can put augmented reality filters and then share it any way you want online.
Okay, I have like a gazillion questions. Okay, first of all, how did you develop this? I mean, you're like a finance guy. You're not, a camera guy or anything like that. How did you develop this?
That's such a great question. So anyone who wants to grow and learn will realize it's not all about how great an individual is. It's about how great a group of people you have around you.
Resources.
And from my standpoint, I always tell my children, certainly, if you want to fly like an eagle, don't flock with pigeons. I've always.
That's one of the biggest things that leap.
Yeah, well, that's great. I think it's very thematic for people that realize that building anything that's meaningful, whether it's an interpersonal relationship, it's never just one person, it's more than one. And I think it's that multiplier effect that creates true greatness. To your point, I do have a finite set of skills, and what I've been able to do is invest in what the original idea was several years ago. And I've got a team of creative minds around us, all with different skills that make the sum total.
Okay, so this is what I think would be really valuable for these students. I'm a student sitting at home watching this like in total awe, and it's like, I have this great idea, okay? I have an idea for a product. Can you kind of give us the broad strokes that you went through to get this to market? I mean, I understand you can't go into detail, but it literally, if you're a student sitting at home and you have like the next, big invention, the next iPhone, right? What should you do?
First of all, I think that you should invent something greater than the iPhone. That's the first challenge, right? What I think about the iPhone for me personally, and I've given the advice of being able to put it down and live in the moment. The reason I say that is because it's had such a profound impact on my life that it's become the closest thing that I've seen to merging human and technology. because it's always attached to my phone. So I think that cultural impact is going to impact all of us on a go-forward basis, where we're actually living our lives staring through the screen of a smartphone. Statistically, there's about 7.7 billion people on Earth, and there's 6 billion smartphones currently being used around the world.
Scary.
You asked me about my journey here and
Right.
developing this product, and just before I get into that, I want to share with everyone, when I first moved to America, no one would hire me. And it was a combination of different things. First and foremost, because I didn't finish my college degree. So I ended up interning for 6 months. And during that period of time, my then girlfriend and now wife, Samantha, and I ended up basically using multiple credit cards to just be able to pay rent and do things. And it was a very, very difficult and soul-destroying period of time of life. And again, this goes back to having good people around you. The question came to me from my wife, what are we going to do? And I said, if I have to clean toilets to provide for you and for me, I'll do that. But just know that within 3 years, I will own the biggest toilet cleaning company in America. I think it's the definition of things being above you or below you. In my role, my title is technically CEO, but it also means that on a daily basis, I will wash the dishes in the office to make sure that people have clean cutlery. I'll go out on my lunch break to buy sodas and waters and drinks and all those different things. So again, it's about how you view your position in the world and how it will treat you in return. The journey that I wanted to talk about with Opkix was kind of interesting. So in 2016, it was a napkin sketch, it was an idea. We've taken and commercialized it. The company's now worth $250 million, and we launched last week. So well on the path to becoming a $1 billion company. And I think that the few stages that you have to go through to get there is being able to be disciplined, having the resources around you, whether it's money, whether it's talent, whether it's friends, advisors, or mentors, just like this program would suggest. You've always got to be open to listen to people that have been there and done it. Doesn't mean that you always use their blueprint to follow the same path, but enrich your own thought process, and the output will always be greater. So for us, what we've ended up doing is some of the things that people don't enjoy doing. Working 100 hours a week, missing Christmases, birthdays, and New Year's. Those are the things that are not glamorous. Those are the things that have broader-reaching implications on you. But if you're willing to do those things, I think it's very important to realize that whatever these people watching this video, whatever you dream of is possible. I'm absolute proof of that. The fact that I'm sitting here having this discussion with Dr. Bill. Again, I'm a kid that came here with no degree, with $400 to my name, and slept on a couch for 6 months. And I live a very, very different lifestyle to that now. And again, if I didn't know where Orange County was, I had 2 suits and 1 button-down shirt, worked for free every day, and still went in and brought lunch for my colleagues. That humility and drive, also self-worth and awareness, you combine those skill sets and apply those to yourself on a routine basis, and just about any challenge that comes your way, you'll be able to work through it and grow from it.
I agree. So let's get back to this Opkix. So how long did it take to actually develop this?
So the quick snapshot is it took us 2 years, 5 months, and about $12.5 million of research and development on 5 continents with 200 engineers. So just to make sure that everyone listens, some of the aspirations
stuff
that I'm discussing is also a lot of hard work.
So you put together this team, you guys created this product, you now have how many employees working for this company?
So we've got 16 full-time staff, and then we have just over 200 engineers that focus on either the manufacturing, production, and assembly line, 3PL. We have a software development team that help build up augmented reality tools so that the kids can put, cat and dog.
And can they buy this now?
They can. We released it.
It's online?
Yeah, they can get it before it sells out because it's going like hotcakes at the minute.
And this retails for
$295.
$295, that's nothing. I'm gonna buy one, right?
In
fact, as soon as we're done with this, I'll do that. I'm super excited. If people want to purchase this right now and find out more about it, where do they go?
I mean, first of all, Opkix on all of the social handles.
Opkix.
That's right, yeah. And then opkix.com if you want to make an acquisition. We're in discussions with some of the biggest retailers in the world who want to stock the product, but frankly, we can't even keep up with our own demand of people just visiting our sites to buy them. So there's a great future ahead for all of us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Lawrence, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Dr.
That
Bill.
was awesome.
Yeah.
And
for what it's worth, you're inspirational to me. I don't know how many folks get the chance to listen to your story, but when you asked me to be here, again, we're a week after launching this brand. There's very few things that I can find the time to do anymore when I'm not trying to focus on being a parent and a husband. But your story and what you did in building a $1 billion brand, and then to be so humble to lead an organization like this and invite me in, that was my inspiration for coming into it.
You know, my favorite thing was I asked him if he could come and do this morning. I said, what do you have planned? He goes, the most important thing, and that's being with you.
Yep.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yep.
All right, Dr. Bill, over and out.